They put together a good effort. Looks like they won some. Looks like they lost some. Everybody seemed to be pleased walking away. My guess is we don't see really any of the starters.
No,
on tomorrow in the game, and we're on to the Philadelphia Eagles.
But because if you read the Green Bay side of it,
yeah,
there's a little gushiness, there's a little toadum. But if you go to the Baltimore side and read their websites,
yeah,
they said it was excellent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it's kind of a push. We said that yesterday. Push is good. Push is fine. Good. Push is, all right, let's go. Fine. Right?
Yeah, that's what you feel. I feel much better. It doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like we are going to be getting a quote from Matt LaFleur after the game about how he is not pleased with his team's effort in the game or joint practice.
But do people understand how if you're not ready to play, it's going to translate to the field?
Yeah.
Like, if you have a bad week of practice,
okay,
you ain't going to play well. That's a real thing. I don't think people think that's real.
Why do you think people don't think that's real?
I just think that
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to figure out, because I agree, but I'm trying to figure out why people
think there's a switch. They believe in a switch.
Okay.
They believe in the switch. Like the Bucs. You're playing kind of like crap. Just flip the switch. Flip the switch. It'll work. It doesn't work. It just doesn't. Now, in some rare instances,
yes,
it may work. But I'm telling you, you have a bad week of practice or whatever, or you're not mentally ready. How many times do I bring up Philadelphia game?
A lot.
We are going to win. We are probably 10-point spread. I wasn't into it for whatever reason, and I dropped 2 balls or 3 balls. That's a real thing.
Got popped by a fan afterwards.
Jerk. I deserved it. But it's a real
Still
thing.
One of my favorite stories.
Why? Because you just like kicking me in the jimmy?
Well, no, because
snake biting my jewels.
If what happened to you, for anybody not familiar, again, after the game, Chewy had dropped 3 balls against Philadelphia. Packers are playing, Packers lose the game. And after the game, what happened? Somebody asked you for an autograph.
Game, I'm in a bad mood. No, I didn't play well. And back then, it was just a chain link fence. There might have been a wrap around there, but people would climb up because it was probably a 6-foot chain link fence, and they'd over the top and... Hey, Chewy, can I get your autograph? Bad mood. Just, not today. I don't feel like it. Catch the ball. What do you say to that?
See,
what do you say? He's not wrong.
The reason why I love the story is because you admit, he's got me. That's why I love it.
That was a good thing.
Yeah. You're okay, what can I do? Whereas you've told the story of Frank being upset with Bob McGinn because McGinn wrote something bad about him. You're always willing to accept the barb if you know you played poorly.
What's right is right.
Yeah. What am I going to do? He's gotten me. I played poorly. That's why I enjoy the stories, because you just, I sucked. I got to eat that from that guy.
Isn't it amazing, though, something that happened 1998, what is that, 20...
Yeah, it's
26
years ago, yeah.
Still remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I'm sure you can see the guy's face. I'm
you
sure
guys
you can
have
see
that?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You have that?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Josh?
I can remember in fine detail awkward moments I had from years ago that were totally insignificant, but it made me super uncomfortable, so I'll never forget.
You know who covered me in that game? A good part of the game? See if you can guess. And there's a connection, yes, to Green Bay.
Al Harris?
Wow, very good. I told you that before.
I don't know if you told me that Al covered you in that game, but you have talked about how when he covered you, it was tough. He was good.
He was good because he wouldn't let me get to him.
Yeah.
Because if you let me get to him, I'm going to flip and smack you upside the head, because you could do that back then. But he was a good player. Very good player. Probably underrated.
Al? A little bit, I would say. I think the Packers fan base really appreciated him. He's in the Packers Hall of Fame. Him and Charles went in together a couple of years ago.
Who Jen had the rub with?
What do you mean?
Remember, I said, do you ever have any players come back at you because of what you asked?
Oh, I think she did have.
Was that him? I think it was.
I thought she told that story. Yeah, there was something with Al.
Yeah, he's a good player. He played nickel back then.
Yeah.
For Philadelphia.
For Philadelphia before he came to Green Bay. Became a full-time starter.
So, back to the I feel good. They're fine. Starters don't have to play.
This is exactly what I needed. This is because all week I have not been feeling great.
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, you talk about it for whatever reason it happens, but still, like, okay, you're not playing in the game.
Yes.
Put together a pretty good effort because, to me, that scrimmage or the joint practice is your game. And they, for whatever reason, didn't do it last week against Denver. Seemingly, they put it together this week, which is good.
If you notice one major difference, Matt LaFleur hasn't told any of the starters whether they are playing or not.
Well, that's what he should do.
It would be rather unconventional for them to play 3 snaps to start a game, not play the second, and then play the third. But hey, if you can convince them that we might have to go out there, it certainly seems to have changed the attitude.
You want to know what would have happened back in the day if he did tell the players?
What?
Hey, Shamar, you want to go have some pops or what? That's why you don't tell them.
Okay.
All right? And it looked like he learned from LaFleur, I'm talking, learned from his mistake last week against Denver.
I mean, I think they kind of knew that as long as they performed decent that they weren't going to play.
And they're not going to play.
No.
Isn't there also a certain level of just, I need you guys to be professionals?
In regards to what?
You're not going to play in this game, but please show up for joint practice.
Oh, I think that's implied. Yeah.
However,
as you're telling us, you guys need that because you'll then just dink around.
Of course. Yes. That's the motivator. Right?
So what you're telling me is that the professional is not always present in football player.
You guys actually think there was some level of professionalism?
I'd like to think so from time to time.
You're 24,
I'd like to
25,
believe that.
26 years old.
I got to believe there's
staying in when you got a chance to go and have a few pops.
I got to believe there's a handful of people who take it very seriously.
Guys that don't drink.
I was gonna say, like a Luke Kuechly, I can't imagine he ever got caught up in like, let's go have some pops.
Hold on. I told you the Buffalo story.
What's that?
When Brett and Frank blew off curfew in Toronto?
But that wasn't...
With the game the next day.
But that wasn't their fault.
Speaking from a former professional athlete, yes, it's always someone else's fault.
Wasn't that Jim Kelly's fault?
Of course it was. He dared him. You can't let that go. And Jim Kelly was doing the TV broadcast the next day. And you know who also got yelled at by Holmgren?
You.
Jim Kelly.
Oh, Jim Kelly. Wait. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let me get this straight. You guys are playing Buffalo in an exhibition game in Toronto.
Yes.
Jim Kelly, recently retired, soon to be Hall of Fame quarterback, tells Brett.
You want me to tell the whole story?
Yes, please.
How much time we got? Yeah, I can do it in 5 minutes.
Yeah, we got time.
We go to Toronto. We're playing the Buffalo Bills. I think it's the 4th preseason game. We probably have one more after that. So we're scheduled to play probably first quarter, right? So we have a function that night. It's kind of, I forget what they called it. There was American Bowl or something like that. So we go to a function at night where Buffalo's there and we're there. We have to be there for probably an hour, eat dinner, mingle with people, and then we're cut loose until 11 o'clock. So we get cut loose, me, Brett, and Frank, Jim Kelly. Jim knows Toronto because, it's not very far from Buffalo. So he took us to a few spots. 10:30, hey, we got to get going. Jim Kelly starts in at Brett. You don't have the seeds to blow off curfew. Well, actually, he did. And I didn't know because I'm living with Jeff Thomason, and I'm the floor below. So I wake up the next morning, go down to meetings. Andy Reid walks over to me. He's like, where the hell were you at last night? I'm like, what are you talking about? I was there at bed check. Where were your buddies? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't seen them yet. So there's tenseness. You could just feel it in the air. So we go into the team meeting room. Everyone's in there. O-line here, quarterbacks here, receivers here. I'm trying to get information. I'm like, what the hell happened last night? So in walks Frank's over there. Holmgren walks over to Frank, taps him on the shoulder, and just gives him, come with me. And I just hear screaming in the hallway, right? Mm-hmm. So then I know something's up. Mississippi, instead of going sitting with the quarterbacks, comes and sits right next to me, cleaning his ears. And I'm like, get away from me. Get out of here. I want nothing to do with that. What happened? So they snuck out, obviously. Frank's getting yelled at. So I get the story kind of from Brett. So they sneak out, stay out till 3 a.m.
With Jim Kelly.
Yes. They're a little inebriated.
Sure.
So they propped open the door to the hotel, the side entrance fire exit. So they're inebriated. They sneak into the hotel, get in the elevator, and Frank goes, there's no 12th floor. They're in the wrong hotel. They're in the wrong hotel. So make a long story short, they go back to the room. Brett wakes up the next morning. This is the year after we won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
His ring is gone. His Super Bowl ring is gone. And he put it right on the dresser.
Yeah.
Well, what happened is Jerry Perrins, the security officer who did bed check, took his ring. Because they weren't in there.
Yeah.
And all I
kind of get him to freak out.
So Sherm Lewis is up there trying to conduct the meeting.
Sherm was the OC at the time.
And all you hear is Brett and more Mike yelling at Frank. And then his last line is priceless. Holmgren's going, I'm going to fine both of your asses as much as I can in the CBA. And all you hear is Frank go, hey, Mike, you should be thanking me. Because if I didn't go out with him last night, he probably still wouldn't even be here. And then it got quiet. And he never, ever, not one said a word to Brett.
Well, no. I mean, Brett was the golden child.
Yes. Whew, thank God they didn't come and get me.
Oh.
I might have got caught.
You're not getting caught.
At that point, I would have been Frank in the hallway, and I wouldn't have been smart enough
to give the response. Yeah, to give the response that Frank did.
Wow, I remember that like it was yesterday.
It was Jim Kelly's fault. He's the one who dared him.
Yelled that next day. Holmgren's yelling at Jim Kelly.
Holmgren's just yelling at away team opposing team
retired.
Broadcasters. Yeah. He's a broadcaster. He has nothing to do with your team.
That's a top 5 story.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jim Kelly daring Brett to go out.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, the Packers looked, good yesterday. We'll get the report on how good they looked with Jason Wilde as he joins us next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We are moving along okay out on the roads. Just a little bit backed up, 894 westbound coming out of the 27th Street area to 68th through that construction zone. We also have a vehicle fire that has been put out. It is at the end of the Highway 164 off-ramp from I-43, the Rock Freeway. So just be careful with that. Not closing anything off that I can see, but just in case they do, just keep your eyes open for that. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, a high of 80. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 63. Weather's brought to you by the Racine Raiders. Catch the Gridiron Bowl 2024 on Saturday, August 31st at 7 p.m. at Horlick Field in Racine. Get your tickets now at gridironbowl2024.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
They say seeing is believing. And when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
He is our friend. He is our teammate. He is Jason Wilde. Joins us 3 times a week on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Can't wait to get his reaction to what he saw on the practice field yesterday. Because, again, for the most part, it seems like the Packers performed well. They had their ups, they had their downs, but it seems like last week when they were in Denver, it was all downs.
Yeah.
You know, like they didn't get...
Well, clearly now we know that they weren't ready to play. That was just a bad trip from the practice all the way through the game. Now that explains it.
Jason Wilde was at the practice yesterday, Packers-Ravens. Good morning, Jason.
I wasn't ready to play yesterday, but I pushed through. So I'm happy to report on what I saw.
Did you come out okay? Injuries? No, you're good.
I got a little groin. I think I'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't get yelled at though, did you?
I did not. No, there's nobody really there to yell at me though. After earlier in the week, that was one yelling was enough. I thought. Although I did hear, so LaFleur talked before practice, which is inconvenient for me because it's during our wildly popular radio program. And I heard that Wayne Larrivee came in late. So I was a little disappointed that I didn't hear anything about the head coach getting after him a little bit. So, but yes, I was. Look, what you were just saying while I was coming on is exactly right. Like they just weren't. They're just not that into you, Broncos, right? Like they just didn't seem to. And I wasn't there. I'm going to go wherever they go next year. I really want to go because I'm super curious. Because I thought that the Ravens, while not disinterested, is there some sort of home field advantage for joint practices? Because the Packers had much more success yesterday. And while I do think that they made it very clear as a coaching staff that you got to get your you-know-what together, I also think that it may just help to be on your home turf.
But, Jason, I went on the Baltimore websites, and they said it was excellent.
Yeah, that's because John Harbaugh said it was excellent. Look, I didn't think they were. Look, let me be clear. I don't think they were. The Ravens put on a performance like the Packers apparently did in Denver, where the head coach is talking about how his team was humbled by the performance. But when you do 6 2-minute drills to end practice, and the 3 Packers offenses all get the field goal to force overtime, and the 3 Ravens offenses all get stopped without points, I don't think you can say it's excellent. No. The red zone drills, the Packers offense, I think they had 4 touchdowns. The number 1 offense had 4 touchdowns in 6 plays. I think the Ravens offense only had 1 or 2. I mean, again, it's practice. We shouldn't read too much into it, even if it's with another team. But the Packers won the day. If they were doing that push-up thing that they do with the Packers offense versus the Packers defense, it would have been the Ravens doing the push-ups. That's for sure.
So who was more impressive, offense or defense, or was it a push?
So it's a little hard to try and watch both at the same time and do the radio show, so it was not ideal conditions for me. But again, I'm a professional. I push through. I did see some of the defense. There was if they are as legit as they have appeared to be, both against the Packers starting offense and in terms of generating a pass rush against the Ravens, I think they're going to cause some problems for teams with what they can do in terms of generating pressure. But I thought the offense, first of all, the Packers offense started sluggishly. Jordan Love threw a pick. Roquan Smith made a fabulous play. He went up. Love thought he could put the ball over Roquan Smith and drop it in to Jaden Reed, who was running a crossing route. And Roquan Smith, I don't know what his vertical is, but he got up big time and picked it off. But then, a little bit later when they had the red zone, when they had to move the ball period, they looked a lot sharper. I'll say this too, and Love talked about him afterward. Let me be very clear. I am not comparing him to the knucklehead on this show that I talk to 3 days a week. But Tucker Kraft has had a very good camp since he got onto the field. And Love's quote yesterday was, "We can feel his presence out there," which I don't know if that was ever said about Jeff Thomason, as much as I love him. And so, and I'm not saying that, he has usurped Luke Musgrave. I'm not saying any of that. But he has had, for a guy who is coming off a torn pec and a guy who did not start taking part in 11-on-11 until a week and a half ago, and Jordan joked about how he's got fresh legs, which all you guys do when a guy misses time with injury and then comes in when you guys have all been working. But he has been impressive. And so he had a couple of catches yesterday again where you're like, oh my gosh, 85. And by comparison, and this is not a rip on Luke Musgrave, but he has not had a lot of, you always heard me talking about wow throws. He has not had a lot of wow plays. And that may mean absolutely nothing. And maybe he's a savvy second-year veteran who knows how to pace himself in training camp. But Musgrave's the one who's been quiet, and Kraft has been the one who's really been noticeable.
Why do you think that? How did Kraft come on to this point? Because at this time last year, it was all Musgrave. Kraft was getting some snaps on the field and then looked awesome once he got the opportunities when Musgrave had the unfortunate injury.
Musgrave looks a little mechanical to me.
Sure.
A little bit mechanical.
Sure, but how often, Chewy, did you see a guy go from, it seemed like it was going to be basically a redshirt year last year for Tucker Kraft, right, Jason, until the injury?
Yeah, look, he, in fairness to him, and I don't want to sully the good name of the South Dakota State Jackrabbits, but it is a jump from that level to this level, right? it's not the same as making the jump from Boston College, but I'm telling you, he's got a little Chewy to him. Like he's got really good size. He blocks like hell. Even if his technique, which might also be true of Chewy, even if his technique isn't always pure, he knows how to be effective. And then he doesn't run as fast as Musgrave. He doesn't necessarily look like, Jermichael Finley, but he gets open, and that was you. And so again, every time I do this now in about an hour and a half, it'll get back to Tausch, and then I compared last week or 2 weeks ago, I compared Xavier McKinney to Charles Woodson in that he has had this influence over that group like Charles did on Al and on Tramon Williams, where he just has that it factor that guys are drawn to him. And I know we've talked about this before on this show, that he has had a really positive influence on Jair Alexander. And so once Tausch heard that I compared him to Woodson, then things went crazy. So I am not saying that he will be a 3-time Pro Bowler or host a popular morning show, but there are some similarities to his game that make me encouraged by what he's capable of doing.
Jason, I know you weren't fully dialed into the defense, but I heard a lot about the pass rush and Lamar running for his life a little bit. Was that collectively as a unit, or did someone stand out?
No, I think that was collectively. Also, I think it's important there were a couple of instances that I did see that were kind of coverage pressure. You can't say coverage sacks because they're not actually tackling the quarterback, but they were. He had to get out because he had nowhere to go with the ball. So, I was talking to Keyshawn Nixon and Jair talked at the same time as Love did, so I didn't get to talk to him. But they both talked about how one of their focuses going into the practice was making sure that they plastered because of Lamar Jackson's ability to extend plays, obviously. And I think they accomplished that goal. Now, again, it is a practice. Just as I preached, okay, it's just a practice when they weren't very good in Denver. I think it's important to kind of remind everyone it's just a practice when they had a really good day. But if their coverage, you've heard coaches say this a million times about how rush and coverage work in concert. If they can do that the way they did it yesterday, that is a really, really encouraging sign.
I mean,
I'm going to be fascinated on how they cover tight ends in the NFC. Because when you look, you got Laporta, you got Hawkinson, you have Kittle, you have who's Godfrey in Philadelphia, you got Kmet, because they really in the past. How do you think they're going to do it, Jason? Just change it up, or can McKinney cover?
I think McKinney can do it. I think, I also think that there's this kind of mentality of looking for ways. They have to figure out a way to get Evan Williams on the field. Evan Williams, and I'm not just saying this because he's a Duck, has been really impressive. And I can't remember if I mentioned this to you guys last week or where I said it, but he wears 33, and he reminds me of Micah Hyde. And I actually went to him and said, hey, this is going to sound crazy because I'm an old guy around here, but, did you ever watch any film of Micah Hyde, who played here? And he said, yeah, I watched him with Buffalo all the time, because he said he loved to watch safeties and try and pick up different things from guys who had made it. And we ended up having this whole conversation about Hyde, and I'm telling you, he's got, again, I just did it with Chewy, now I'm doing it with Micah, but when you do this for a really long time, you are able to recognize some of the similarities between guys, and it is definitely there with him. I mean, he had an interception yesterday that gave him 5 in training camp. Like, he just, the best praise I ever heard of Micah, and I remember talking to Micah about it, was that guys would just say, he is a football player, which is one of the best things you can have said about you. And I think Evan Williams has that. And so the reason why I'm bringing him up is I think they're probably going to use some different packages defensively where they're going to bring Micah. No, I'm doing it. They're going to bring Evan Williams in at safety and then take Bullard, who I still think is going to be the starter, obviously, and move him to one of the slot positions. Maybe sometimes it's, if it's against a 2 tight end set, maybe they're going to, in a passing situation, they'll bring Evan Williams in and then they'll put Bullard on one of the tight ends. I think they've got some flexibility there. And I think Bullard is a guy who, when he was at Georgia, spent an entire season as a slot guy. And he's not the biggest guy, but he's like built. And I think he's got the physicality that would allow him to play tight ends, even if they might have a size advantage on him a little bit. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see what they do. One of my pet peeves from training camp is I think since they hired him, I think we've only talked to Hafley like 3 or 4 times. And I just have so many questions about what he's going to do that I'm eager for them to get to games where he's actually using his playbook, because I think they're going to be a really good system and scheme, but I just haven't had enough conversations with him to fully understand what he's going to do.
One quick one, Jason. Give me a grade on Jordan Love.
Yeah, look, he was kind of – they all keep downplaying the fact that the defense got the better of them for so much of camp. So I guess I'd give him like a B. But, look, as I said to Jordan yesterday, you guys did a hell of a lot of push-ups this camp. And his argument is how they're not game planning and whatever else. But I still –
neither is the defense.
Right. You're preaching to the choir, buddy. But, again, they all say this, and my favorite was Jaden Reed, who has a really great personality. And, I've gotten to know him a little bit, but he was giving me all kinds of grief for being a worrywart about this offense. And come on, we got Jay Love, we've got Wicks, we've got, and I mean, he just ran down the depth chart like I was some sort of idiot. And again, we'll see 2 weeks from today if, when they're game planning for the Eagles offense, if we're giving Jordan Love an A grade and they're going out there and putting it on him in Brazil.
Jason, certainly appreciate it. Enjoy your weekend, my friend.
All right, guys, take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde joins us 3 times a week here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. A weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend. Tune into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production. Marcus and his son Chris, a 1995 UCLA hoops champ himself, talk about everything happening in the Bucks world and are joined by some of the biggest names in basketball. Plus, they'll answer your questions too. Stay on the beat of the Bucks and find Here District now, bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound 894 seeing some backups from just west of 27th Street all the way to 68th. Overall, the rest of the system is looking pretty good. Volumes picking up a little bit on 94 east and westbound, but really not seeing any delays involved with that. Traffic is brought to you by 2 Men in a Junk Truck. Have unwanted clutter or junk? Go to 2meninajuncktruck.com for a free, no-obligation estimate. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Today, mostly sunny with a high of 80. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 63. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Landworks is the locally owned landscape company to elevate the look of your home or business. Landworks is different because of customer service. From the crew to the salesperson to the admin team, you're in good hands with Landworks. Their sales and design teams are made up of horticulturists, licensed landscape architects, and passionate plant people. Their landscape architects and horticulture team members are also project managers. This means you'll have a single point of contact from initial design through completion of work. See their amazing work for yourself at landworkswisconsin.com.
The Gridiron Developmental Football League National Championship is coming. On Saturday, August 31st, the Racine Raiders take on the Upstate Predators from New York. Don't miss out on your chance to enjoy real football for an affordable family rate. Buy your tickets now at gridironbowl2024.com. It's Gridiron Bowl 15. Kickoff from historic Horlick Field in Racine happens at 7 p.m. on Saturday, August 31st. That's gridironbowl2024.com for ticket and event info.
Are you looking for a reliable ride? I've got you covered. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. I use AccuTrans Group for my private transportation needs during the college football season. AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel and weddings to group events, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or to book a reservation today for reliable and safe transportation.
With a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. They've been serving businesses and individuals in the area for nearly 15 years, including a long-standing commitment to the healthcare industry. From expansion to treasury management, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions across the healthcare spectrum to meet the complex moments you're navigating. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns
right.
to turnovers and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Nice! Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
It's Friday, and that means it's time to check in with GKB President Craig Karmazin.
Gabe, you're right. I actually just looked at the stats. No hypocrite has ever won a championship.
Fridays with Mo.
Mark Attanasio, the last thing he wanted to do was play a video and tribute Craig Counsell in any way. So I give Mark Attanasio a ton of credit.
Craig Karmazin on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is sponsored by Landworks Landscape Services. Their creative and talented team will design, build, enhance, and maintain beautiful landscapes in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more and see their work at landworkswisconsin.com.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Always love talking to Craig Karmazin, host of Sunday Karma, founder, CEO of Good Karma Brands. Good morning, Craig.
And I will be back on Sunday Karma this week.
Ooh.
Big news.
Maybe I'll join you.
No, you won't.
I will be.
What is that the biggest lie Chewy tells, is that he's ever going to join you again on a Sunday morning show?
I don't think that's up there in the lies he tells, but it is a lie he consistently tells.
I love his drop where he says, I also know the most fiction, which is true, which is very true. Craig, do you believe in switches? And what I mean by that, because I brought the Bucks into...
Is this an Adrian Peterson question?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought that's a
Goodness.
stitch. That's a switch? I thought it was a stitch.
No, we can...
All right, we'll move
Moving on.
Moving on. So I said, after the scrimmage yesterday where I said, me and Gabe said, all they got to do is have a push with the Ravens and I will feel good. So I really feel good this week. But it goes back to the Denver debacle or whatever you want to call it the last week where they were clearly not ready to play. They weren't into it. They just thought they could flip a switch. And I said, it's kind of like the Bucks these last couple years where there's no switch where you get to the playoffs, and flip a switch and go. You have to be mentally into games all the time, and you got to practice well, or you're not going to perform well. And that's why I asked you, because I don't know if I think a part of fans think there's a switch that you can just turn on, and it doesn't work like that. Would you agree with me?
I don't know. I'm watching this Serena documentary on ESPN. The In the Arena Serena, and I don't know. In an individual sport, maybe there's a switch that can be flipped. I don't think you can do it in a team sport, though. And I don't think, I think a lot of times when people think a switch has been flipped, it's that a team has gotten healthy. But I don't think a team goes from like playing to just totally playing at a different level because it's the calendar flips. Now, like, obviously, like the Denver game, like people weren't playing. So I don't know that it'd be flipping a switch.
Yeah, but the practice was terrible, and they were all playing.
Yeah, because in 2024 NFL, Craig, I mean, these joint practices are the new preseason games for your starters.
Yeah, I'm not going to take too much out of even the joint practices. I mean, as long as, like, I used to hate that Rodgers wasn't playing in the things that mattered the most leading into the games because I thought it made the young receivers more nervous because they weren't actually playing with him. But I think, like, now, I think these guys are all around each other enough. So I don't know that I could take just about anything from the joint practices. I'm a switch flipper, I think. I think you've gotten me to the point where I think you can flip a switch.
So you don't care that they looked bad last week. You don't care that they looked good yesterday. Your opinion of the Packers isn't really being colored by anything that happened in any of the preseason or anything that really happened in training camp.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't they come out and lose like 40-0 to like the Saints or whoever, and then they'd go like 13-4, right? Like, so obviously the switch would get flipped. So like, I don't think you can take too much from the first game or the first workout because I think they're going to be a good team, and I'm not going to take too much from our practice.
So if they start 2-3, you're not panicking, is essentially what you're saying. And I kind of agree with you from that standpoint, based upon what happened last year.
I mean, they're also not winning 13 games if they start 2-3.
Correct.
But I don't think it means they're going to go 8-9. But I mean, so I do think I think it's important that they're, win 3 or 4 of the first 5 if they're going to have a chance to win the division, because the division is good. So I don't think it's panicking that they're going to be bad, but for this team to win the division, I think they're going to have to be pretty consistent throughout the season.
Craig, you a week 0 guy? You like, college football games that actually matter? Maybe head over to Potawatomi, throw down a couple of bucks on a game?
I will be. I actually will be at the Hard Rock Casino in northern Indiana on Sunday, but I will definitely get to Potawatomi and throw some money down on some games. I mean, it's so good to have football back, right? I mean, week 0 is great, and college football this year is going to be the best season like it's ever been. I mean, just the new playoff brings so many teams into the mix. And I know it doesn't mean they're going to win the national championship, but the on-campus postseason, like, this is going to be the best college football season ever. So I'm so into this year of college football.
You know what? And we haven't addressed it. Angie brought it up. How did your little sleepover at the pancake place go? Did you do it?
No, I haven't done it yet. No.
Doing? Wait a minute. What's the name of the place?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I want to say Bob Evans. It's not Bob Evans. It's...
Well, I don't know if he was
George
doing
Webb?
it. I think he was going to do it at George Webb, but it's just any 24/7 diner.
He's bailing.
Not bailing.
Yeah, you are bailing. I know you.
Dude, I've been traveling. I'm not even in the country right now, and I'm following through and on the phone with you guys. I am not bailing. I am going to follow through on this stuff, and when I'm in town and when it works, I wanted to do it, but I was told I couldn't do it because it was like after the DNC or after the RNC, and the marketing team had worked too much, and like I have to do it when the marketing team tells me I'm allowed to do it.
Wait, so where in the world are you?
I am in Coco Cay right now.
Oh, I was just in Coco Cay. It's lovely.
Yeah, you guys had the debate on if cruises are a good thing or not.
Are you on a Virgin cruise?
In Royal Caribbean.
Oh, He's big time.
I've never done a cruise.
I could live in Coco Cay.
Could you guys give me a pitch on why a cruise would be good? Like my wife and I should go on a cruise.
You don't have to change hotel rooms. Okay?
Exactly.
You don't have to change. You don't have to worry about dinner. The meals on cruise ships now are excellent, right, Craig?
Oh my God, there's so many different choices. It's amazing, and you can you would order room service if you want for every meal. Like you can do you have 50 different experiences, and I think Chewy said the best thing. Like you can go to 5-6 different countries and never have to pack and unpack and do all that stuff.
Yeah, cruises are wonderful now.
Excellent. Craig, Milwaukee Brewers. I mean, the last 2 games haven't gone their way, but for whatever reason, I just feel different about this team as we get closer to September, start getting closer to the postseason. I fully believe in this team and believe in their postseason chances, despite them being, I would say, an unconventional team.
Dude, I believe so much in this team as well. I think what we saw last year, though, with the Dodgers and the Phillies, right, is that you can be the best team, and in baseball it doesn't mean you're going to advance. But everything we've seen from this team, they are a deep enough team that it's not like a few years ago where it's they might get to the postseason and just not hit, right? Like they had the year against the Braves and they had the year against the Dodgers where they literally just couldn't hit. I believe so much more in this team than those teams, even without Christian Yelich. I mean, they've proven. I mean, you look at run differential, Gabe, right?
Yeah.
They've proven to be as good as any team in baseball for over 2/3 of the year. I mean, they're as good as any team in baseball, and I don't know how they've done it, and I don't know how you do it without the starting pitching that the Phillies have. But I mean, this team's unbelievable.
Are they going to get overshadowed by the Packers, though? I mean, like the Yankees, the Giants stink, right?
And yeah.
So they're not going to get overshadowed by the Giants.
They are going to get completely overshadowed in the month of September by the Packers, which is why I was saying in August, I felt like fans were not doing a good enough job of getting into the Brewers, because we know September is going to be owned by the Packers and to some degree even the Badgers, right? Badger football.
Yeah.
And let's throw Badger volleyball in the mix, right? So all that stuff's going to kick in. So that's why I think now is when people have to go so huge with the Brewers, because sure, September you're going to look at the Packers a little more, but I mean, once it gets to October, the focus will be there. But I do agree, September, it's
if the Brewers
for fans to take the foot off the baseball, gas a little bit.
If the Brewers are playing in the NLCS, they'll get a lot of
huge
focus. It'll be huge. I agree. If they don't get a bye, and I would even say this, Craig, I think there's a possibility, especially because of the way that the wild card round went for the Brewers last year. If they're just playing in the wild card round, they could get overshadowed. But you get past that, and there's going to be excitement. There's going to be buzz.
Yeah, but I mean, you just mentioned it. That is why right now every game matters so much. And 2 nights ago was such a tough loss, but they've won so many of those. And I'm not going to kill Devin Williams for having one just awful appearance, but I mean, they're right there with the Dodgers and Phillies for that bye, and that was one of those things throughout the whole year no one considered. Right? It was okay, they were 5th out of 5 in the NL Central to win the division. Then they were leading the division. It's can they actually pull off the division? Now they have the largest lead in all of Major League Baseball in a single division and are right there to potentially get a bye. So every game does matter a ton right now.
But is it all gravy, though, even if they don't make the NLCS? Because expectations were not very high going into the season. Is it all gravy?
No, I'm of this thinking, Chew. Anytime you have a team that's this good, because they are this good, like Craig said, you got to take advantage when you're this good. There's going to be some disappointment if there's not an NLCS appearance, because I think they are that good. I always relate this back to 2010. I'm working in Madison doing a show with Jim Rutledge, who does Rutledge and Hamilton and Molly now, and he was like, I don't care that the Bears lost the NFC Championship game. We're ahead of schedule. What have the Bears done since 2010?
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, right.
You don't know. Every season is just so different and unique, and when you are this good, we got to take advantage. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see if they do take advantage.
But no matter what, Chewy, you're right. It's an incredible season that was way over expectations. But remember, Arizona went to the World Series last year. Like, you don't have to. It's not the NBA where you have to like lose in the first round, then go to the second round, then go like. In baseball, you can just like have a hot postseason and go to the World Series. Like, there's no reason why it can't happen.
But I look at it like,
even though no matter what, it's gravy, and I think it is gravy.
Yeah,
but that doesn't
agree.
change the fact that you can go to the World Series.
Because the Packers could have lost to Dallas in Dallas last year, and you would still say great season, then making the playoffs because we thought they were going to go 6-11.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I understand what you're saying though, as far as you're
like,
this
but
good.
Also, the Packers could have lost. The Packers could have lost to the Steelers, and we would have said, "Oh, Aaron's going to win 3-4 Super Bowls."
Yeah.
So it was gravy this year, and they're going to win a lot of Super Bowls with Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback. And going back to Gabe's point, like that's what you just never know. Like none of us, like with I assume there was Twitter, it was invented. Whatever the poll was that week, where it was like, how many Super Bowls is Aaron going to win now that he's gotten his first with the Packers? I don't know if one was even going to be a choice, right? I'm sure it was like 2, 3, 4, or 5. And so you just can never count on it. And that's why sports is so awesome and why every postseason is just so, especially in baseball, is just so like joyfully stressful.
Craig, always appreciate it. Look forward to hearing the return of Sunday Karma coming up this weekend.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Craig Karmazin joins us each and every week here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Are you looking for a better used car interest rate? At Ewald, they make it easy to save thousands during the used car rate reduction event. You can get rates as low as 4.9% on Ewald Automotive Group's best used cars. That's 4.9% on over 600 vehicles at 10 locations. Increase your purchase power with a better used car from the name Milwaukee has trusted for over 60 years. Race to your local Ewald, for this deal ends pretty soon here, August 31st. Go to ewaldauto.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
You got to make your way to the Sportsbook at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. It has everything a sports fanatic could want and more. Get the ultimate experience with dozens of self-service betting kiosks, seating for more than 200 people, a broadcast booth, a first-class bar, their brand new restaurant, The Kitchen, that VIP deck that you can rent out for special occasions, and, of course, the video wall over 2,000 square feet. If you're in a rush, they have free parking as well. They've really figured it all out. It's a new era of sports betting at Potawatomi, so get in on the action.
You've paid too much for that nice ride. Why put it through a gas station car wash when you can treat it to Tsunami Express instead? At Tsunami Express Car Wash, you can expect nothing but the best with unlimited wash memberships, state-of-the-art wash technology, and powerful free vacuums. Tsunami Express is now open in Midtown Milwaukee at the intersection of Fond du Lac Avenue and Capitol Drive. Get a free car wash only at the Tsunami Express Midtown Milwaukee location August 21st through September 1st. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at TsunamiExpress.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Walsh for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Call 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And remember, football season is here and cooler temps are on the way, so do not wait. For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free plus 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 years. Restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Hi, it's Haley from the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek. Come see me today. Haircuts are just $20. Lady Jane's, Oak Creek on Howell Ave, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call,
That's all.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria, nestled on the second floor of St. Kate, is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
How do you get to 10 in NFL in the football game? How do you do that?
You can have 5 safeties.
That's a great point.
Which would also be a great endorsement for Derek Carr.
2 field goals, 2 safeties.
2 field goals, 2
also
safeties.
a great endorsement for the quarterback. Continue.
Yes.
What else do we have?
On 94.5 ESPN.
Right now, it is your cue to call. Because here at ESPN Milwaukee, we love to send you to great events. And it's right now your chance to see Third Eye Blind. Coming up on Saturday, August 31st at Potawatomi Casino Hotel as part of their Amplified Concert Series. So caller 7, 800-990-3776 gets a 4-pack of tickets to see Third Eye Blind. Check out full contest rules at ESPNWisconsinContests.com. Third Eye Blind, August 31st, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. You're probably going to see me there. I'm going to be there checking out Third Eye Blind. Caller 7, 800-990-3776 gets 4 tickets to see Third Eye Blind August 31st at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy in 2 minutes.
Get me through this semi-tongue kind of life. Baby, baby, I want something else. I'm not listening when you say goodbye.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
Westbound 94 now starting to see a bit of a heavier ride from 25th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's a bit tight from about 68th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange as well. Westbound 894 heavy from 27th Street to 68. That's your usual backup through that construction zone. Traffic is brought to you by Dave & Buster's. Book your fantasy football draft party for a free draft kit, free room rental, free appetizers, and more. Dave & Buster's, your ultimate fantasy football draft experience. Visit dnbparty.com to get started. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny with a high of 80 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 63. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The Jen, Gabe, and Chewy podcast is sponsored by Celsius Energy Drink, and I am here to tell you it makes a huge difference in my mornings. With a unique blend of essential energy and key vitamins, Celsius is your partner to an active lifestyle. My favorite, the Peach Vibe. Learn more at Celsius.com and pick up Celsius Energy Drinks today.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouth-watering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
Everybody knows if it's summer season, it's festival season. And Potawatomi has the winningest one, WinFest. You could make it an awesome August with a share of $500,000. Play with your rewards card for entries. Hourly drawings every Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. $25,000 in cash and prizes each drawing. It's the $500,000 WinFest. Get in on the fun. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at pacebig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. the right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I got hit in the head playing one time.
There eventually.
Where my eyes were looking at two different things, and obviously your brain can't process it.
Sign here.
Yes, 2-1-2. Hey, what happened to the guy I had last time?
Oh, it's an odd thing. He went out on a job, never came back. Nobody knows what happened.
It'd be like this eye was looking over here, and that one was looking there.
You had two lazy eyes?
It was weird.
You're like a lizard.
But
You're
I
like
had
a
to tell
frog.
Brett, hold on, don't call the play yet.
Hello? Yummy! No, you got the wrong number, kid.
Yummy Krantz? It's your grandson, Bobby. Why haven't you called?
And I kept smacking my head, and it probably took about 12 seconds.
You thought that was going to...
Well, to be fair, that's what worked on the cable box. So.
Do you hate me because of my lazy eye?
No, it's just that I've been kind of buried over here.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited.
Joshy, can you pull something for me?
He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth.
Sure, what are you looking for? Do you love drama? Yes or no? Simple question.
Wait,
just
what is
throw it on?
Does that have anything to do with anything?
Drama. Do you love drama?
What do you mean?
I love
what am I
like personal drama?
Yes.
Law and Order drama? Like, what are we talking about?
Drama.
I'm still unclear what I need to do.
It's simple. Do you love drama? Yes or no? Like myself, I love creating drama just to see where it goes. My wife absolutely loves drama. Just any kind of drama.
Apparently, that's why. I mean, you guys are together.
I mean, I love stir. I'm a pot stirrer.
You love to stir the pot. Yes.
That's drama.
Yes.
I'm a pot stirrer. I tend to avoid being involved in drama, but I like to.
You like to see where it morphs into.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. So does that? I think that's a yes.
I love some good gossip, but I don't want to be involved anywhere near the drama. Keep it out of my life. But other people's I'll watch and laugh at.
So are you? I think you're a yes.
I'll call myself a yes.
Gabe?
No, man.
You like to steer clear of drama?
Steer clear. I don't want to create it. I don't want it in my own life. I don't want to create drama for somebody else.
Why?
Because I know everybody knows what going through drama is like. It's not fun. It's not a good situation.
Fun if you're not involved in the drama, but it's nice to see. I think it's great.
I'm having people over this weekend for my birthday party. There will be someone there who I just toy around with and get them worked up and am just messing with them because that's fun to me.
And you don't like that, Gabe?
No. I mean, Josh should not be doing that.
One time
I think he should.
One time I got Pratik mad at me because I told him I could put him in a headlock he couldn't get out of, and I kept it going for 15 minutes. And he was furious. And it was the dumbest thing ever. But something so silly got him worked up. And
that's harmless. Like if that's what we're talking about, sure. But if you're trying to stir up drama in somebody's personal life,
no,
so you're not a fan of. Did you hear?
Well, okay, so that's different. That's gossip.
I think it falls under drama.
It depends upon what the gossip is.
It's only gossip if it's not true. Correct?
No. Gossip is gossip.
Yeah, I think gossip is like anything you're kind of not supposed to know or is...
How does this poll going to wind up?
I think most people...
Love drama.
Are going to, yes, admit that they love drama. Yes.
All right. Let's create some.
What drama do you want to stir up today?
Oh, I got good stuff.
Oh, boy.
Huh?
Are you going to share with the class or are we going to move on?
No.
Okay, we're going to move on. ESPN.com. You brought this up to me yesterday, big guy.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's ranking season, ESPN.com. They ranked all 32 coaching staffs.
Ooh, yes.
The considerations that they made. Past performance is a helpful guide, but only to a degree and in big samples. We can use defensive coaches to explain this phenomenon. For example, Mike Zimmer, Dan Quinn have coached great defenses over several years. Quinn more recently. Zimmer certainly had his day. So that's something that they took in. If your head coach is an elite offensive play caller, it really helps. Did not take special teams into consideration, nor any position coaches.
So just coordinators and head coach.
So coordinators, head coach, in-game decision-making matters. Being good is different from being valuable.
Okay. I will give you top 10.
With that, who do you think are the top 10 coaching
Andy Reid
staffs?
is number one gap.
Yes. So the Kansas City Chiefs, Matt Nagy is OC, Steve Spagnuolo is DC. They are number one.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of an unknown right now, but I'll put the Packers in the top 10.
The Green Bay Packers with Matt LaFleur, Adam Stenavich, and Jeff Haley are number 8 on the list.
Haley.
What did I say?
Haley.
Oh, oops.
Todd Haley.
Yeah.
Harbaugh's definitely in it.
Which one?
Baltimore Ravens, Harbaugh.
So John Harbaugh, number 5. Todd Monken, his offensive coordinator. Zach Orr, his defensive coordinator. Ravens, number 5.
McVay's in it, I'm sure.
The Los Angeles Rams, number 3 on the list.
Number 2 is probably Shanahan.
Number 4 is Shanahan.
See, I don't... haven't done anything. Haven't beat a good team. The Miami Dolphins, I'm sure, in it, but I don't know how deserving they are.
The Miami Dolphins, number 9. With the top, again, looking at the top 10 coaching staffs according to ESPN.com.
What about Dan Campbell? And
Campbell? Yeah, because their old coordinator is great.
The Detroit Lions, number 2 on the list.
Is that fair? Who's their D coordinator? Is the cornerback for
Aaron Glenn.
It's hard to argue against the most wayward franchise in recent memory becoming a serious contender and having Jared Goff, who was bad, become good to serviceable.
Reset the list.
All right, so you have number 1, which is the Kansas City Chiefs. 2, the Detroit Lions. 3, the Rams. 4, the Niners. 5, the Ravens. You have not hit 6 or 7. 8, the Green Bay Packers. 9, the Miami Dolphins. And we still have number 10 as well. But right now, you haven't gotten one outside of the top 10 as we look at the top 10 coaching staffs according to ESPN.com.
Now, I'm going to say this, and it's not based upon last year because it was a train wreck, but I think based upon this year with the 2 coordinators and what they have done, I would put the Philadelphia Eagles in there.
The Philadelphia Eagles, scrolling, number 15.
Yeah, I would put them
Kellen Moore, their OC, Vic Fangio, their DC this year under Nick Sirianni.
Those are 2 pretty good coordinators. Would you agree?
Yeah, those are guys who have had a lot of success.
Yes.
What about the Steelers?
Yes, the Steelers are number 7.
And 10, probably the Browns.
The Browns outside the top 10, although just outside they are number 13.
Oh, see, I don't agree with this one. I know who it is, Josh.
Are the Texans going to make the
No.
list?
The Texans are number 6 on the list.
Is there one more?
Well, there's one more. Number 10 on the list.
I don't agree with this at all.
Number 10 on the list.
Don't agree. I'll let Joshy get it.
I don't know if I know it.
Yeah, you do.
Is it the Bengals?
No.
The Colts?
Nope.
Both teams, the Colts were 11, the Bengals were 13. Or excuse me, the Bengals were 14.
Keep going. Successful, but they've done nothing. They should have been better.
You sure it's not your Jags?
Nope.
Is it the Chargers?
Nope.
I have no idea. I don't know if you know.
Yes, I do.
Seahawks?
Nope.
I mean, so far he's right, but I don't know.
Who's been there? Who's been high in the power rankings?
Buffalo Bills?
There you go. Thank you.
A.O. Buffalo is number 12.
This list sucks. Terrible.
You guys would. I don't think that. I didn't think you would get this. There's no way you were thinking this.
Hold on, Gabe.
The number 10 coaching staff
Dallas
in the
Cowboys?
NFL. No. although I like the way you're thinking there.
Are they going to give it to Sean Payton?
They did not give it to Sean Payton.
No.
You guys are running out of teams.
No
Who haven't I
kidding.
guessed yet? The New York Jets?
No.
Atlanta?
Nope.
What are we doing?
The Saints?
Nope.
The Bears?
Nope.
The Vikings.
The Minnesota Vikings.
That's terrible.
Kevin O'Connell, Wes Phillips, Brian Flores, the 10th best coaching staff in the NFL, according to ESPN.com.
Do you agree with that or no?
I don't.
I don't either.
So
I mean, he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong.
They really like, obviously, Kevin O'Connell and him being, their offense being, their offense did not score points last year. They still moved the ball even after Kirk Cousins went down. Problem is, you had, guys that threw a lot of interceptions.
Yeah.
So once you got to the red zone, just windows became smaller and guys started turning the ball over.
No, I don't agree with that. Buffalo gets no love, though, huh?
They're right outside. Number 12.
They have a hard time, I think, just because of underperformance.
Yes,
what people would
totally.
think, I think, is affecting them.
If the Bills have a good year this year, their coaching staff reputation is going to go up because they had to lose so many players.
Where do you put Marv Levy?
All time?
Is he a great coach?
Yes.
Even though he lost 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Great coach.
He made it to 4 in a row.
I agree.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
I agree.
It sounds like you don't agree.
I don't agree. How many of those Super Bowls was he favored in? He was favored in the first one against the Giants.
Yeah, and his damn kicker missed the kick. I can't imagine they were favored against the Cowboys.
No. That might have been their top 5 team all time. They were really good. Washington?
I don't know. I don't know if they were favored in that game or not. But Marv Levy's a really good coach.
Well, you said great. There's a difference.
He's a great coach. He is a great coach.
Josh?
If you are in the Hall of Fame, you are a great coach.
I don't know crap about Marv Levy, but being to 4 Super Bowls and in the Hall of Fame, I'd say great. That's kind of.
What would Brian D say?
I think he would say Marv Levy's great. Buffalo loves their own. The Bills love their own. They love Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed,
yes.
Bruce Smith. They love their guys.
That's Green Bay Light.
Yes, 100%. We love our guys. Just like we think Holmgren should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if Holmgren's ever going to make the Hall of Fame, but I think he should be in.
3 Super Bowls?
3 Super Bowls, 1 and 2 record.
The Bears. The Bills were only favored in that Super
First
Bowl
one?
against the Giants by a touchdown.
Okay. Let's not talk point spreads and losing, please. Can we move on?
Okay, we can move on. We can move on before we get to the sore subject. I'm sure you can figure out why Chewy would want to move on. Speaking of Chewy, so we've got a little bit of a different second hour here. Usually we do We Can Reach You at 8:30, but all throughout the course of this week, we have been talking about Joshy's tweet from a couple months ago. And Joshy was trying to educate the people about zipper merges. So we've been trying to take Joshy's point, amplify it out here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy about zipper merges and how you should approach them. Earlier this week, the Wisconsin DOT tweeted out pretty close to a similar tweet that Josh had put out a couple of months ago. So we are going to have Jason Rosell from the Wisconsin DOT. He is the DOTing engineering chief, and he is going to walk us through exactly how you should use a zipper merge. That's coming up at 8:30. So coming up next, we've got to see how much Chewy remembers from the course of this past week. Week in Reach You, coming up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Change the way you do business. Take more control of the payment process with Fifth Third Bank's Treasury Management Solutions. Their market expertise and managed services streamline the entire payment process and integrate with your existing systems, giving you more control than ever. With their suite of payment solutions, you will soon recognize new revenue sources that can save time, offset operating costs, and improve the bottom line, all customized for your business. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound 94 now starting to see a bit of a heavier ride from 25th Street all the way through the stadium interchange to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's a bit tight from about 68th Street all the way through the stadium interchange as well. Westbound 894 heavy from 27th Street to 68th. That's your usual backup through that construction zone. Traffic is brought to you by Dave & Buster's. Book your fantasy football draft party for a free draft kit, free room rental, free appetizers, and more. Dave & Buster's, your ultimate fantasy football draft experience. Visit dnbparty.com to get started. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny with a high of 80 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 63. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria is nestled on the second floor of St. Kate and is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. You can learn more or make reservations at Aria at stkate.com. That's Aria at stkate.com.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th, purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What we need is a chart. And every week, we take the shirtless picture of Chew, and we move that to wherever the prediction is of how many wins that they have.
8, 6,
7.
7. I think that's how it goes now, right?
8,
and they lost.
6,
And he
7, 5, 3, 0, 9.
On 94.5 ESPN.
I am looking forward to this. I do every week. Brings a smile to my face, some of the ridiculous things Chewy has said throughout the course of the week, and then we see if he remembers what he was talking about with some of these as we get into Week in Rechew.
Think you know the show better than the average ESPN Milwaukee fan? Now's your chance to prove it. It's time to play the Week in Rechew.
Feeling good?
Yep. I am.
We've got 5 questions here of things you said throughout the course of the week. You get 3 right, you win. You get 3 wrong, you lose. Question number 1 begins with an audio clip.
I ain't doing it. It's the mark of the beast.
What did you call the mark of the beast?
A computer chip in your body.
Getting microchipped. That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct. something that we talked about yesterday. Off to a strong start. He's 1-0. Question 2 also begins with the audio clip.
So I followed him. I was going PI on him.
Whom did you follow and go private investigator on?
What day was that? Wednesday?
I think this was Wednesday.
One more time, Josh. So I followed him. I was going PI on him. Who did I follow? Blammer?
Nope. It's from your playing days. Followed him to a restaurant. Went through the trash.
Gary Brown.
Got his Taco Bell receipt.
Taco Bell.
To see that he had spent $48.
Is that drama? It's got to be drama because I still tell the story 25 years later.
What did you do? I guess the one follow-up I wish I would have asked, so I'll just ask it now. What did you do with this information once you followed him to Taco Bell. He spends $48 at Taco Bell. Did you run back to the locker room and go, guys, you would not believe.
Yes. Absolutely told everyone.
Yeah, okay, yes. Then
it is harmless. You know, you're not affecting anyone's personal life too much, but yeah.
Was that wrong? I mean, that's people
Was he
should know.
not buying tacos for the entire,
No.
room?
I sat there and watched him eat them. I parked around the corner because we used to, I don't know if you guys remember Lambeau with the loading dock and where we used to come out?
Yes.
Okay, so I kind of parked around the corner and just sat there and watched him. Obviously, because I had to watch him eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to know a garbage can to go in, take a look at the receipt.
Frank's got another story with him on chicken wings. I'll save it for another day.
Okay.
Frank was also following him one time.
Gary Brown just catching strays all week on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. All right, we're 2-2. You've never gotten all 5 questions right. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but, we're off to a really good start.
I didn't get that.
We were 1 of 1.
Oh, 1 of 1. Oh, yeah, you didn't get Gary Brown. I'm sorry. Never mind. What story were we talking about when you blurted this out?
Say it.
Bangkok! Thailand. Who went to Thailand?
See, this is the important part. I knew you would know what the capital of Thailand is, but what was the story that we were talking about?
Someone went to Thailand?
Why were we talking about Thailand?
I had no idea.
A man getting bitten in the testicles by a python happened in Thailand.
Yes.
All right, well, now you got to get the last 2 right to win the week. Question 4 begins with an audio clip.
There's times I'm like, God, I should pay a cover charge. I really should. That's the Blammer.
Hanging out with the Blammer, yes. At times you feel you should be playing.
Let me just tell you what.
How was he last night?
Holmgren.
Okay. Nope. Stop. Nope. Stop. Cut his microphone off. Turn his damn microphone off. When he says
There's no
Holmgren,
dirty words in it.
I understand, but when he says Holmgren, Josh, you know what that means?
No.
Visualization. He is going to be talking about visualization. So he is going to try to put something in our minds that's already in his that I don't want in my mind. No.
He was telling me the present he got his wife for her birthday, and it was very disturbing. To wit, my other friend who was there tried to expand on it with a certain number that we all know, and I'm out.
See?
I'm out.
I asked you to turn off his microphone, Josh, and this is what happens.
Do you get what I'm talking about?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He's talking about something
very disturbing.
Yeah, very nice.
But he loves talking about it. I'm like, I do to him what you just tried to do to me. And he keeps going.
And yet, here you are, knowing what it feels like, you still keep going.
I still think we should release the picture to the people.
No.
We'll get our accounts taken down.
No, but what if I have him sign a release?
No, I'm not saying anything about him because he's not going to know how to take us down and report us. I'm saying people are going to report us for putting scarring images out.
Oh.
Get our account suspended.
It's a great picture, though, isn't it?
I wouldn't say it's a great
One
picture.
of the best pictures ever.
I love sending it when you guys piss me off.
It's a pretty good punishment. It's a good pop. I will give you that.
Yeah.
Okay, 2-2. The pivotal question 5, which begins with an audio clip.
I used to have people do it for me, but I do it myself now. It's just a wonderful feeling.
What is the wonderful feeling
We could
you are
go
talking
a lot
about?
of different places with this.
I picked the perfect one.
What the hell was I talking about?
It's that wonderful feeling that you talked about. What is it?
I'm not going to say that on air.
Put it this way, the correct answer you can say on air.
Catching a touchdown.
Filing down the calluses on your face.
Oh, that is lush. Very lush. It's even better,
He
though.
was so flustered. He just
I
blurted out,
was.
scored a touchdown.
It's even better when the trainers used to do it. God, we got pampered. It's ridiculous.
I think maybe that's why the phrase NFL boy exists.
Yeah, I got that the other day. Yeah, I got that the other
recently?
day. Yeah.
You got called NFL boy? What'd you do?
Snoring. Snoring's not intentional. I don't care what anyone says. It's
Correct.
not. You don't go to bed with the intent of snoring. It just happens.
There are times I go to bed knowing I will snore. Had a few too many pops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
This
Now
is
that-
likely
now-
to happen.
Now, there is a point, because I won't do anything about it. Breathe right.
Yeah.
They make a new thing now. that-
But I don't know. I mean, does Breathe Right really do anything?
No.
You should do mouth taping.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a big thing now.
Come on.
People put the strips on their nose, and then there's special mouth tape for sleeping.
But I think you can snore through your nose, can't you? Yeah, that's not going to stop anything. Right?
He's got a point.
Yep.
Got a point, Josh. What's your counter to that?
I'm not taping my mouth shut. It was just a thing I've heard about that seemed crazy to me. It feels like you could die.
I think we just
Yeah, you could.
questions. Yes. First of all, I think you could die. Second of all, I think Chewy just proved you can still snore. Mouth tape shut.
Oh, boy. That was good.
Who from the Wisconsin DOT is a fan of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy? We try to find that out coming up next. But you can tune into Thanalysis Show each and every week, presented by Gruber Law Offices. Thanasis Adetokumbo hangs out with special guests for fun and even surprising conversation. Maybe it's his live show with Giannis, a chat with Green Bay quarterback Jordan Love, getting the inside scoop on fighting with Logan Paul, and any one of TA's unique guests. You can find Thanalysis Show on Apple, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. You can also subscribe to Thanalysis Show on YouTube to see exclusive video content from Thanasis. Thanalysis Show, presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound on 94, we've got an accident on right about at Blue Mound Road, just west of Barker Road. We got the right lane blocked with that crash and the Blue Mound on-ramp to westbound closed with this, so be careful. Westbound through the stadium's a little bit tight as well, and westbound 894 through the 27th Street area to about 68th Street is going to be a bit backed up. Traffic is brought to you by Johnson & Sons Paving. Follow the 3 R's of asphalt maintenance to avoid minor issues becoming huge headaches. Reseal, repair, and replace. Learn more at johnsonsonspaving.com. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Mostly sunny, a high of 80. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 63. Weather's brought to you by QC Kinetics. Learn how QC Kinetics can use advanced regenerative medicine to treat pain and restore your mobility. Call for a free consultation, 414-285-3474. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
WTMJ's Brandon Snyde here, joined by Leslie Smith from Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. And Leslie, last year was the beginning of it, but you added another year. And rumor has it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, another day? Well, you got to fill me in on what is going on at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson.
Oh, yeah. So we totally wanted to play with this one and have a little fun. So everyone was typically used to the rally in September. Figured, we'll give them a Saturday. It went really well. And I was super excited because I went to the higher up and said, let's do 2 days. And he said, okay. So I'm running with it. So we're going to do our second year of the Not Rally, but we're going to do Friday and Saturday, August 30th and 31st, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We have some pretty awesome bands set up. So there's 2 bands each day. I'll have food trucks, vendors, just all kinds of fun. And it's right before Labor Day. So, what better way than to celebrate on a Harley and come out and party with us?
Sounds like an incredible time. There's no sign up, no need to put your name on the list. You just show up and you have a blast. Motorcycle, music, and of course, tons of great food.
This is all free. There's no ride. You ride your own ride. You have fun. You come hang out and then go take another ride. So you're totally going to have a fun day. Fun 2 days, actually, with this Not Rally rally.
And you don't have to register. You can go out there. They got food, trucks, vendors, and of course, Leslie, Harley-Davidson's all over the showroom floor. So it doesn't hurt to come out there. You won't want to miss Wisconsin Harley-Davidson's second year of the Not Rally rally. And of course, that was Leslie Smith from Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc. You can learn more about everything going on at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson at WISHD.com. Of course, you can like and follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
Gabe, where do you think our group should be taking our golf trip next year?
Jason, I don't know. Do you have time to figure it all out and get all the reservations made? I certainly don't.
Not really. I mean, I'm so busy. If I only knew somebody to call that might do all the work for us.
Oh, I know about Wisconsin Golf Trips. Their main business is booking groups from around the world to play all the great courses in our state, but they're now doing outbound trips for groups each year to places like Michigan, Minnesota, and Nevada. Plus, Wisconsin Golf Trips is even booking custom packages for Scotland and Ireland.
Oh, wow. Let's hit them up.
WisconsinGolfTrips.com.
Are you looking for a reliable ride? I've got you covered. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. I use AccuTrans Group for my private transportation needs during the college football season. AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel and weddings to group events, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or to book a reservation today for reliable and safe transportation.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
TBD.
No, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
That's how you make content.
What do you mean? That's how it works for him.
What's TBD mean?
To be determined.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
To be dumb.
Did you hear him say to be dumb?
To be dumb. Did Joshy say that?
He did.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, we have been trying to preach the correct way to use a zipper merge. We have a lot of road construction around Milwaukee, the state of Wisconsin, a lot of times Lane's End. We've wanted to preach to the point where 2 months ago, Josh put out a tweet kind of trying to tell everybody, hey, PSA, this is how you do it. Very similar tweet was released by the Wisconsin DOT earlier this week. We got to get to the bottom of it, so we welcome in Jason Roselle, DOT engineering chief. Jason, first of all, thank you for agreeing to join us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to have the discussion with you guys.
Well, first of all, who over there at the Wisconsin DOT is a fan of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy? Because clearly you guys are just taking our messaging and now putting it out there for the masses.
Well, I'm a huge fan of the show, but I don't think we were looking to copy you guys, but we certainly appreciate your passion for the topic, and we like that you're reinforcing our messages. So, we definitely want to talk about the zipper merge.
See, I think we're all guilty because we didn't know how it worked. Because I was one of those guys that, all right, I don't want to get flipped off here, so I'm going to cut into whatever lane early so that doesn't happen. But that's not the right way, correct?
Correct, yeah. I mean, we want everyone to use all the lanes that are available until the time that they're not available, which is at the merge point. And you're right, it's like a resistance to change. It's like it's a change in philosophy and behavior. People are so used to wanting to get over early and not like be the one that's getting ahead of others. And everyone, as you guys have talked about, like you don't want to be that jerk that's getting in that third lane or second lane, whichever one. But yeah, it works way more efficiently, and it's for the greater good of everyone if you use all the lanes and you merge and take turns when you get to that merge point. So that's really the way that this works the best. But it's resistance to change. I think people are not used to it still to this day, even though we've been kind of doing it for quite a while.
The reason I think the Wisconsin nice messaging from you guys is so perfect because everyone does feel like a jerk in that situation. That's why I used it. And seeing you guys use it as well was like, yeah, because I know I felt very similar in that way. Like, who is this guy skipping everyone? Now I don't want to let that guy in.
Yeah, sure.
How much would you say traffic is impacted by it? Like, so if we were properly using the zipper merges, how much could we alleviate backups?
Yeah, so we Minnesota DOT is one of our partners in kind of getting this messaging out, and they've done a bunch of studies related to it, which shows that if it's used properly, it'll reduce the queue and the delay by 40%. So a significant amount.
A lot.
And it also reduces like rear end crashes. So when you actually do get like cars queuing up that long distance, you'll induce more rear end crashes and cause a lot more safety issues. So yeah, it does increase and improve the traffic flow immensely if people actually get on board and understand it.
Josh, with that 40% number, because as we're talking with Jason Roselle, DOT engineering chief, about zipper merges, something that is very near and dear to our hearts here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We want people to be using them correctly, despite some of the texts we got that people don't want us to get the messaging out there, Jason, because they're using the lane properly. There's nobody there, and it's saving them lots of minutes on their commute. But Josh's girlfriend is one that, despite the information that he has presented, she said, no, I'm still going to get over, and I'm still going to be mad when people try to zoom up in front. How do we better approach people like that are still stubbornly going to go about using the zipper merge the wrong way?
Well, I think this is a good start, and I think you guys reinforcing it and talking about it to a broader audience is a great way to do it. I think the other thing that we've done, so if you remember back in the zoo interchange, like in the 2015, 2016 timeframe, we actually had like a dynamic message system that was out there that actually had radar sensors that when traffic started to slow down, it would cue the messaging, and it would actually reinforce to everyone, like, don't get over, use all lanes. And then we had signs that say merge here. And that really helped because I think it changed people's minds, like, okay, I am doing the right thing, and these signs are actually telling me that that's what I'm supposed to do. So we only do that when we really have like high volume roadways and situations where there's going to be more delay. But I think we have deployed that just to kind of reinforce it, and I think we are going to be doing that on some future projects that I think Chewy talked about the other day, like. Do they have some more work coming up? And of course, we always have more work coming up, but we have some projects where we're going to be deploying some zipper merge and some dynamic messaging here in the next few years.
Jason, did you guys have this issue with roundabouts? Now that roundabouts have popped up everywhere because they're just starting to introduce them into Florida. I live down there in the winter, and people have no idea how to merge onto a
similar thing. When we started building roundabouts here in Wisconsin, there was a lot of confusion about how to use them. And yeah, we had to do kind of a messaging public service announcement campaign to show people the best way to drive them. And it takes time. Again, it's a new thing, and people are, their natural tendency is to just kind of resist change and not like new things. So it's a similar situation for sure.
Jason, before we let you go, is Jason Roselle, DOT engineering chief, talking to us about zipper merges, something we want to get the message out of people using better here, especially in the Milwaukee area. What do we have to do to star in a DOT PSA about zipper merges? Is there anything we can do so we can, be the star of some sort of PSA that you guys put out?
I love that idea. So I'm not sure at the moment, but let me talk to our communications personnel, and I think we should combine forces. I think that's a great idea.
We've already, to take this further and to tell you how passionate we are about it, we've already been brainstorming some ideas of like even using Matchbox cars to determine it, to have us in cars displaying it. So I think this would be a perfect messaging. And, some friendly faces you recognize out there, maybe on billboards or some...
The only issue, Jason, is wherever we do this, we have to do it close to Chewy's house. Otherwise, he's not showing up.
But I think ultimately, all Joshy wants is credit.
I'd like a little. And I'd like my face plastered across Wisconsin. Yeah, all those things.
Well, I think we can definitely work on both those things.
All right, there we go.
Perfect.
That's what we wanted to hear. Jason, thank you so much for jumping on, having fun with us. Just stay in touch with Joshy about the potential of a Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Wisconsin DOT zipper merge PSA.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Jason Roselle, DOT engineering chief, joining us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I think that went as well as it possibly could have.
No, it did, but I'm amazed that, Joshy's girlfriend being included, that people still resist it, even though you're being told this is how to do it.
So the one piece of information that we did not have is the 40%.
That was
reducing the driving and reducing congestion by 40%. That's huge. That's a big number, guys.
Yeah, that's almost cutting the time in half.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think having statistics on it will probably do a lot for people who are still resistant, because I can't imagine my girlfriend's alone in that, because and even situations where it's not a zipper merge, the person who in AmFam Field's parking lot who decides to skip the line and go way up to the front, like, no one likes that guy.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. So having numbers of this is how much we can all improve our times getting home or where we need to be. That's tangible.
Well, again, and I think there can be some confusion. Maybe I should have asked him about this, because you bring up, like, if you're at AmFam Field or whatever and somebody's trying to get to the front of the line, or a lot of times when somebody's in an exit-only lane and they use that to try to get ahead and cut, that's different than a zipper merge. If you're in the exit-only lane and you're using that to try to get ahead, then you're a jag-off, right?
Correct.
But if we're talking about zipper merges, use all the lanes, have everybody come together. Yeah. That's what we're talking about, zipper merges specifically.
I think that was rather successful.
Yeah, it was good.
I think there's hope.
Joshy. Thank you, Joshy.
I think there's hope for a Jen, Gabe, and Chewy PSA coming, who knows, to a television near you.
Wednesday around 11.
Okay.
All
right.
Yeah.
All right. We'll keep that in mind.
Got a lot going on.
You're a busy guy. We know. We gotta jam it in your schedule whenever you can make it work.
There's nobody with less on their schedule who's more busy than you.
Can we put the Blammer in a car, please?
Oh man.
Given what you told us, I don't know. I don't know if I can trust Blammer in a car.
Yeah, we got to be nice to these people. We can't be throwing the blame.
All right, okay.
Blammer might be message 2 or 3.
We can, when we build out the Wisconsin DOT Jen, Gabe, and Chewy universe, we can then introduce him as a character down the line. And it doesn't matter what age you are. Low testosterone can be an issue with any guy. That's where Mentality comes in. Local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. That's why Kevin, the founder and CEO of Mentality, wants you to feel that way. And you don't have to feel that way. If you're feeling kind of tired, groggy, just don't feel like yourself, don't have that energy to attack your day the way you did a year or two ago, those could be signs of low testosterone. They sure were for me. And now I have this energy to do everything I'm doing today. I'm doing this show, doing the national show, doing a high school game tonight. I've got that energy back thanks to Mentality. Go to lowtusa.com, book your appointment, find out more. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Learn more about Mentality and their low testosterone treatments. lowtusa.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
You've heard me talk about Professional Construction, Inc. over the years. We have certainly enjoyed having Mike and Michelle and their fantastic team help us out on most of our home projects. And you should consider PCI for your next remodeling project or home addition, or if you're thinking about building a new home. PCI's team is absolutely here for you. It is a family-owned company. I cannot say enough about the job they did as they renovated our basement, just gave us the extra space that our family needs as we continue to grow and everybody wants to be doing all of the things at once. We also want to congratulate PCI for celebrating their 20th anniversary this summer. You can learn more about PCI at professionalconstructioninc.com and tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
Do you remember that electric moment when you suddenly realized that she was
The one.
The one you were going to love forever.
The one you'd been waiting your whole life to meet.
She is the one.
The one.
Now it's time to find the one engagement ring that sparkles like she does.
Come to Kessler's Diamonds. We have a collection of incredibly special diamond engagement rings called the One Collection.
You need one special engagement ring for the one woman you will ever love.
Kessler's Diamonds is the one jewelry store where you can find the One Collection.
And Kessler's is the one store that offers the world famous, no excuses, no fine print, lifetime warranty on every diamond engagement ring we sell.
We have the freedom to do this for you because Kessler's Diamonds is the one diamond store owned by its employees.
The One Collection starts at just $550.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Third Eye Blind is coming to Potawatomi Amplified. Hey, it's Jen Latta, and I'm joined by Sarah Neubauer from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Before we get to the Third Eye Blind announcement, Sarah, can you tell us what Potawatomi Amplified is?
Yeah, so Potawatomi Amplified is our new outdoor summer concert series that we have at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We started this series off with Snoop Dogg back in May, and then we had Tejano Fest in July, and now we're rounding out the summer with Third Eye Blind.
That's awesome. It sounds like something for everyone. Third Eye Blind, of course, everybody knows and loves their songs. They hold so much nostalgia of the 90s and 2000s.
Absolutely. And there's no other band that has the same style of music. It's rock and super catchy. It's a little indie rock even. And did you know that they recorded 5 best-selling albums and 14 movies and TV shows have used Third Eye Blind songs?
Yeah, they have Semi-Charmed Life, they have Jumper, How's It Gonna Be, Never Let You Go, all such iconic hits. So tell us when we can go see them in concert at Potawatomi Amplified.
So Third Eye Blind will be here Labor Day weekend on August 31st.
And where can people get tickets?
Tickets are available online, so go to paysbig.com/AMP. That's short for Amplified.
Before you go, you know that I love caffeine, so I got to ask, did Cream City Coffee drop a new summer menu?
Yes, they did. Our chefs went with a cherry theme to end the summer with. I'm really excited about this menu. We have a cherry mocha frappe, cherries and cream smoothie, cherry lemonade, and to add to the adult beverage options is a chocolate-covered cherry martini.
That sounds amazing. And Cream City Coffee also has fresh pastries on this new menu, right?
Yep, you bet. We have an entire pastry kitchen that makes our pastries fresh every morning. So this menu has a cherry turnover, cherry cheese Danish, a black cherry chip muffin, and more.
Where can everyone go to learn more about all of the things going on at Potawatomi Casino Hotel?
Paysbig.com.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I don't know which is which, but here's what I do.
Yes, all right.
I take the plus and I put it to the plus. I take the minus and I put it to the minus.
Yeah, but the jacker things don't have the...
Yeah, they do.
Where?
Sure do. On the handles.
What's a jacker thing? I mean, it's something that your wife keeps in the drawer.
He meant jumper cables.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It appears we still have some education that we need to do because somebody like Steve texts in 800-990-3776 when we're talking about zipper merges. Just makes me mad because it incentivizes being a jerk. No, it does not, Steve.
It speeds up time.
Speeds up time. Everybody should be doing it. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to desensitize you from thinking that the person who's using the right lane or left lane, whichever one's ending, that doesn't make him a jerk. That's the way they're supposed to do it. You're supposed to use all the lanes.
If you
and then merge together.
If you look at some of the imaging that they've put out, it's nobody is skipping ahead because that lane should not be backed up.
You're right. Yes.
So everyone
it
thinks
should be equal.
Yes, it should be equal because as you're going up, the car in front of you and behind you are there with you the whole time. So that's the difference. It's not that there's a big backup and you're skipping. It's that if it's operated properly, everybody just comes together one at a time from both lanes. That's all it is.
Well, the roundabouts took a little while, right? A year.
Yeah, but I feel like the zipper merges it's a bigger.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a bigger hill to climb
There's
because
a lot of stubbornness.
Yeah, a lot of stubbornness out there because people don't want to change. They want they like being mad at the jerks that they perceive in that right lane
or two.
Yeah. Let some of that frustration from other things out as somebody's zipping past you for the zipper merge on the right lane.
Are you watching tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll watch tomorrow.
Do you care?
I don't know what to care about. is the issue.
To me, the kicking competition is done. It's going to be Carlson. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree.
Now that Goody made the move for the international kicker, who
I
doesn't
guess
take up a spot on the
that kind of opens
practice squad.
That opens the door for them maybe not keeping a kicker on the initial 53, and he becomes an insurance plan if they hope that they can find a different person, to come in and kick. But
is there anything we care about?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what to care about tomorrow. I'm going to watch. I'll probably turn it off by halftime, but I'm going to watch. I don't know if there's anything that I can care about out of that game.
There's a battle probably for the 6th receiver, right?
I do think it'll be interesting to see how that room kind of figures itself out. Because I do think we'll probably still see Heath. We'll probably still see Melton, DeBose.
Well, they're not going to keep all 3 of those guys, though. They're probably only going to keep 6 receivers.
Right. So I think it will matter how they perform.
So who's a lock? Watson, Dobbs, Reed, Wicks, Melton a lock at 5?
I think so.
And then it's between Heath DeBose, and Torrey.
Yeah.
What, Torrey's gone, you think?
I think Torrey's gone.
Yeah,
you at least hear things about Heath. You at least hear things about DeBose. About the only time I hear Samori Touré's name is on the game broadcast.
And then what about tight end? Musgrave lock, Kraft lock. Is it going to be Sims or Tyler Davis, or are they going to keep 4?
If Kraft gets into any games, he's looked great. He's been competing, but is he going to be playing at all?
No.
I mean, I don't think he's playing tomorrow.
No.
He's one of your guys and especially because he's coming off of an injury. I think you want to protect him just a little bit more.
What do they do with Pratt? Practice squad?
Yeah, seems like Clifford's going to be the backup. I don't think that they're going to go outside of the team to bring somebody in at this point.
Do they keep Dillard?
AJ Dillon?
Andre Dillard.
Oh, Andre Dillard.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. It's a little more serious than we thought.
The stinger that he's got?
Yeah.
Seeking opinions.
That's not good.
No. But again, he has to make, if you're going to throw him on IR with any sort of designation to come back, he has to make the initial 53 and then be put on IR, and then you can fill that roster spot.
Okay. Tricky.
So my guess is, but nobody else is going to pick up, if you want to put Emmanuel Wilson on the 53. Nobody, if you put Emmanuel Wilson out there, I don't think that there are going to be teams lining up to make that claim on the waiver wire, right? Like Marshawn Lloyd's making the roster, A.J. Dillon's making the roster, Josh Jacobs, those are your 3 running backs making the initial 53. And then maybe some moves have to be made after that, depending on how bad Lloyd's hamstring is and the stinger for A.J. Dillon is.
I think the defense is a lot cleaner when it comes to cuts than the offense.
Yeah.
Right?
I would agree. I mean, they're kind of going through less things, right? I mean, they're going through position battles, sure, but they're kind of higher up position battles. Like maybe there's a safety that you may recognize the name that ends up getting cut next Tuesday at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, that's when they're probably eyeballing other rosters as well.
I don't know for anybody defensive. Yeah. If there's somebody that's
starters.
If there's somebody out there, sure. But
this conversation is a bit morose. Football's back this weekend. We got it's counting. Saturday, tomorrow. These games matter.
It's great, but I expected a little more out of week 0.
I mean,
it has 0 in the name.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure by calling it week 0, they're trying to make sure you don't have any expectations. I think they're trying to get rid of expectations by calling it week 0. I mean, you've got 2.
All right, I get it. It was a dumb thing to say.
You got Florida State, Georgia Tech.
You don't have to beat up on me. Can we get to the polls? I want to know where drama ended up.
I tell you what, Saturday night, Delaware State, Hawaii, gonna be watching.
You know what?
I don't know. Is that on TV? It's not. There's no network listed on ESPN.com.
You know a game I'm looking forward
off at 11
to?
o'clock.
You know what game I'm looking forward to?
What's that?
Montana State, New Mexico.
You would.
Because I've been there.
FS1, 3 o'clock.
I'll be there.
FS1 at 3 o'clock.
Which is 4 o'clock. Yeah, I think I land there.
Yeah, it'd be 4 o'clock in Florida.
Yeah.
Have you given the warning to your wife saying, hey, it starts?
It starts? I think she knew. I think she likes it.
I did see that trend going around online where like guys were giving their wives or girlfriends
2 weeks notice.
2 week notice. Yeah. The NFL's going to be starting.
I think she likes it because I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but I'm a little needy.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, John. This is the first
I'm
time hearing this. This is the first
Yes.
time. This is shocking.
So now she can go do whatever, and I can plug myself in front of a television and just enjoy football. Even bad football is good football.
Are you sitting there enjoying with a glass of wine, football and wine?
4 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Well, because you're not like a big snack guy. You're not going to be sitting there, munching on pretzels or anything.
No, but here's the problem. The
something?
TVs, outdoor TVs are all inside because it's hurricane proofed.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't want to put them back up. It's a lot
fair.
of work.
That's fair. Hey, just open up the back door. It's like being outside.
Yeah. Okay.
You got to get the breeze coming in. You'll be fine.
Yeah. No, I'm excited.
So the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy polls, we didn't really do a ton of polls today. Do you love drama like Chewy loves drama? 68.8% of people say no.
I don't believe all of them.
You got some fibbers?
Yeah. Feels a little zipper merge-ish.
Packer Ben, though, is with you. I love when I'm not involved in the drama. Love hearing about other people's bleep.
Yeah. I think
Which is where that's where you fall.
Yes.
That's where you come down.
Yeah. When someone else's, people out there live wild lives.
No, but like the Brett Frank missing curfew was wonderful. And it was wonderful because I wasn't involved in it. I think most people like to see other people get in trouble a little bit.
But if it's a buddy of yours, you want your buddy to get away with it.
What if it's a sibling?
Well, now I want my sibling to get away with it. If I'm like 12, I want them to get in trouble.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's all about the ranking.
Different.
Yeah, it's all about the ranking.
It's all about the ranking.
Yeah, you rank your kids.
People have called Homer crazy for saying that very thing.
Once again, it's like drama. People love it, but they vote the other way.
So every parent ranks their kids.
Yes.
And it's a moving ranking.
You don't love them the same, but you still rank them. Who's the biggest grind?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
What's the biggest factor that makes a kid number one in the ranking?
How they treat their parents. Fair?
Willie and Tausch coming up next.